Hi guys, today I want to talk about how to properly do perlite propagation. I know perlite's been going out there for a while now. People are doing it in a very similar way, but I would like to show you how I do it. I'll talk about the common way of doing what I saw online when I initially started and how I was initially doing it, and now how I do it. Now, I've had so many requests for this video, guys, so I thought let me highlight how to do perlite propagation Ruby's way. Okay, so the common way, guys, is that you get perlite, you put it in a pot. These are all my perlite propagations, by the way, guys, just throw that in there. You get the perlite, you put it in a pot, and you put a little bit of water in there, and you stick your cutting into the perlite. You check up on it and whatnot and this and that. Now, you can do it like that. Make sure your perlite's been soaked, it's wet, soak it for a couple of hours, overnight if you can. Put it into the jug and get started. So this is the common way, guys. I'm just going to quickly show you. Let me put all my propagations down. And I'll show you the common way that is being done. So moist perlite, wet, this has been soaking for a couple of hours. You put it in the jug, the vessel, whatever you prefer, a glass or a plastic or a container or a bag, or however you prefer to do it. You put the wet perlite in there, like so. Then you put some water in, up to about that much, quarter weight of water. Fill it up with perlite properly. Actually, what I should do is bring you guys closer. Give me a minute. So here it is, guys. So basically, you fill it up with wet soaking perlite. You put water up about quarter way down, and then you take your cutting, which I'm going to just do on the Monstera adansonii. I'm going to take a cutting of this. Let's get my scissors. Where shall I take a cutting? I'll take a cutting from here. Here's some good aerial roots there. And you just finger a hole, put that in there, and that's it. Now, what people are finding is it's drying out. They're not sure. There's never enough water. Is it going to dry out? It's stressing them out, which this can do, because you can't be too sure. The best thing to do, guys, what I would suggest is to put some cling film, a plastic bag or something around it, and this is set and good for a couple of, like, I would say a week or two even. Check up on it after a week. It should be fine, as long as the humidity is in there, because it's sealed. Because of the cling film, it will be sealed, and this will be wet, because remember you kept the perlite soaking for a couple of hours. The perlite's wet, there's enough water in there, and don't forget to use the cling film, or else it will dry out and you can get root rot, and it is stressful checking up on it. You're not sure whether there is enough or there isn't enough. This is what the stressful part is that most people are finding, so don't forget to use that. Now, guys, I'll show you what I'm doing and what's working for me, and I'm going to show you an example of how the roots are getting on with my propagation. So what I'm doing is, like, I'm not even soaking the perlite. Even though this is soaked, you can use soaked perlite or unsoaked perlite, it doesn't matter, as long as it's clean, fresh perlite. I'm filling up this jar with perlite, making a hella mess. and kind of stuffing it in. And what I'm going to do, guys, is just fill up the actual glass mug, which I'm going to put it in, with water. Fill it completely up. This is what I do. Now, I haven't seen it anywhere else. It's working for me, guys. So I can only suggest to you guys what's working for me. If you guys give it a try out, give it a try out on one of your less expensive plants. I've tried it on my less expensive plants first, and then I tried it out on my philodendron mummy, which I will be showing you the roots on in a bit. And I fill it up with water, and then I take a cutting. I will take this cutting here. Oh. I don't really need cuttings, guys, of this plant, but just doing it to show you guys. There's some aerial roots there, as you can see, making a hole. It's soaked in water, guys, completely drenched, and I'm putting it in there. Now it's got perlite and water, complete, full to the top. I'm still using the clean film method because this helps keep the humidity in again, which helps establish the roots faster. There. So this is one method, the way that everybody's doing it with perlite, and this is the way I'm doing it with perlite and water. And I will show you some results of the way I'm doing it. Perlite and water filled to the top. This is the Adansonii. This is like 2.5 weeks. Look at the roots on that, guys. Can you tell? Take the perlite off. The roots are well established. I could pop this up, no problems. And they just had simple aerial roots like you saw on the other Adansonii cuttings that I just took. So I'll tell you the benefits of doing it in perlite, whether you do it with just a slight bit of water or full water, the benefits of having them propagating in perlite. Now I will show you my philodendron mummy in perlite. This already had these damage. This has nothing to do with the way it's being propagated, guys, the way the leaf looks. This is full of water. Don't know if you can tell. Soaked in water. This has been in water for 4 days. It had a few aerial roots. Oh wow, I'm having to pull this out quite far. Okay, 4 days. This had slight aerial roots, nothing as much as that. Can you guys see? The roots are not getting rotted because it's in full water, because you can water propagate these guys. So if you can water propagate them and perlite propagate them, I thought, why not perlite and water fully propagate them and see how that works. Like if I fill up the water, fill up the propagate, and it seems to be growing a node. There's a node there coming up already, guys, which is so exciting. So as you can see, it works perfectly. I'm trying to stick that in there again, cover it up, and it's happy in there. You know, I can see how the roots are growing and they look absolutely fantastic. And she actually looks really happy in there. Hope you guys could see that clearly. Here's another one of my philodendron mummy cutting. This has also been 4 days. Look at the roots on that. It's coming along nicely. I think this needs more water. And again, guys, I filled it up with water, filled it up with perlite, and after 4 days the water went down slightly. I'm just filling it up again. These are kept in indirect sunlight, no extra humidity. Whatever the humidity is in room temperature, that's what I keep it in, guys. Now what I'm going to show you guys is after 3 days of it being in water propagation, because today's the 4th day, what I did was I potted up, let me show you guys, bring it up a bit. I potted up one of my philodendron mummies, because I did 3 cuttings of it, of my mother plant, which is behind me just here. I did 3 cuttings of it, and after 3 days the roots in the perlite propagation look so well. I kind of dived deep. Yesterday was the 3rd day in perlite propagation, and I actually potted it up. I know, so soon, but if it has 1-2 inches of roots, they can go into soil. So this is just a normal arrowed mix that I do, and I put it in. Now I'm gonna actually bring it out. I know this is not the best thing to do, but I just want to show you guys how it's doing right now. And just slightly nudge it out there. Wow, guys, this is 3 days in perlite propagation and 1 day now in the soil. Can you guys see? Now the roots were like the little baby one I showed you in the perlite when I first took it out, and now look, guys, I think it's doing pretty well from the perlite, full water and perlite propagation, to now just putting it into soil. Look at the roots on that, guys. That is progress. That is banging. I am loving that. I'm so excited. I'm so glad I actually took it out just to see for myself, because I myself was kind of like dreading it. But even though I did that pretty fast, I think the roots are doing well. And the best thing that I can say about doing the perlite propagation is it's not just floating in water. Because it has something other than just water, the perlites, it's in a kind of condensed environment with perlite and water, so the roots can feel something other than just water. So when they go into soil with perlite, plant isn't stressed. The plant does not feel the stress from moving from perlite and water to the soil at all, I find. And I've done many, guys. I could only advise you on what I've already done. I can't tell you any more or less. What's worked for me, the pros and cons, I haven't had any cons, so I can't tell you any cons, honestly. I've just had pros, and I've shown you the pros of it. And the pros of it is that it quickly establishes to the soil. I hope I made sense, guys. I hope I could explain myself. So the best thing to do is don't just fill it up halfway. Fill it up fully with water and perlite. You don't need to keep the perlite soaked if you do it that way, the way I'm saying. And make sure you wrap it up. First, guys, test it out on a cheaper plant of yours just to see how you're getting on. Give it a week or 2. I don't keep my plants in perlite for long enough for it to even go green or grow a mold. As soon as I see the roots are a couple of inches long, I pot them up. I don't like keeping them in for long. So I know how some people see the roots vining everywhere, which is great, fantastic, good on you, but I don't even leave it for that long. I can't wait to put mine up and start watching the roots establish in the soil. But that's just the way I'm doing it, guys, and the way that's working for me. Give it a try, guys. If it's working for me, hopefully it will work for you guys too. So that's it pretty much. I hope I've explained it all. Guys, let me know how you're getting on. Put comments down below if you've tried this method, or how you're doing it, how you're trying it, what's working for you, what's not. Share with the plant community. Let's all get in there and get these babies growing, because you know we love them. We love propagating them. We love making other plants out of them. Some people even sell them. I sell them. And it works fantastically, guys. So I hope I explained it properly. Take care, guys. Love you all. From me and my babies. Bye.